what's up, guys? Let's talk about AEW Dynamite for March the 1st, 2023, the go-home show for this Sunday's Revolution. This show was nauseating. It was. I was so flabbergasted at this show. It was unreal. I mean, this show was bad. It was bad. It was bad, just like Monday Night Raw. I kid you not. That's what it was like. And this is the go-home show for Revolution. The go-home show. Oh my God. I have no idea what the hell Tony Khan is doing. He has no idea. He has no vision. What the hell is this man doing? What is he actually doing? Booker of the Year, my ass. This guy's a joke. An utter joke. We kicked the show off with Big Bill, a.k.a. W. Morrissey, versus Orange Cassidy for the All-Atlantic Championship. Orange Cassidy wins via 3 orange punches, and the final one was from the top rope. I feel so bad for Morrissey. It was an utter travesty to what happened to Morrissey. I love W. Morrissey. Hell, if he would have been treated like this, he would have been better off staying in Impact for the remainder of 2023, and then try to go back to WWE in 2024. Seriously. What happened to Morrissey made no sense. And for the love of God, why is the firm still together? What's their purpose? They have no mission. MJF doesn't even use them anymore. So why do they even have them there? It makes zero sense. Danhausen also got involved, and he tried to curse Stokely halfway. It doesn't make any sense. I feel bad for Morrissey. And Morrissey is a guy that they could push to the moon. Seriously. It makes no sense. So, moving on. We got a really solid promo from Moxley. So, Moxley was on a stairwell, pouring blood, dripping down his face and his chest. I think he had his left or right eye covered in blood. It was so damn cool. So Moxley says he can taste it, and it tastes like victory in life. And that's what he's about, living his life to the fullest. He's a sick man, and he does this because he likes it. It's not something he's proud of or that is to be aspired to. He tells Hangman that only one of them is going to come out of Revolution. He reminds him that he wanted this. Mox tried to leave it alone. He beat him once with no credit for it. Hangman beats him with the worst injury he's had in his career, and then Moxie beats him again and gets nothing for it. It's a fluke. It's not real. This time, he'll leave no doubt. Moxie said that Hangman is a great wrestler and even a great man, but he's not the same animal as Jon Moxley. There's only room for one of these animals in AEW, and he will die to protect what's his. That was phenomenal. Next, moving on. So the Elite, they make the entrance out. The lights go out. It's the House of Black. They attack and beat down the Elite, and they steal their Trios Championships. Samoa Joe, he makes his entrance, and he comes in on commentary. So this sets up for the Face of the Revolution ladder match. Action Andretti, AR Fox, Eddie Kingston, Commander, who I have no idea who that is at all. I just know that he's some Mexican luchador. Takeshita, Ortiz, Sammy Guevara, and Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Will Hobbs. So it's your typical spot fest ladder match, crazy stuff everywhere just to pop the crowd. Thankfully, in the end, Will Hobbs ends, but it's all for naught. Joe was very good here on commentary, loved it. But again, even though Hobbs won the match, he's still going to lose in the end, because next week he's going to face either Samoa Joe or Wardlow for the TNT Championship. So what's the point? So why waste it? Why waste a moment like this? This is another thing that flabbergasted me. Why do this? Why? We haven't heard anything from Will Hobbs. I remember when they were doing the Book of Hobbs stuff a while ago, and then all of a sudden they stopped it. It makes no damn sense. This is another thing that drove me crazy. Post-match, Hobbs storms up the ramp to confront Joe. Wardlow comes out. So security swarms between both Wardlow and Joe. Wardlow starts throwing security guards around. So Powerhouse, he laughs. He's sitting down in a chair. Joe gets out. He escapes. And then Wardlow powerbombs a security guard off the stage into a pit of other security guards. That was pretty okay. Pretty cool. Renee Paquette, she's backstage with a medical update. She says that Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor aren't cleared to compete in tonight's Casino Battle Royal. And Danhausen says that he and Orange Cassidy are also best friends and are cleared to compete. Orange is hurting because he has an ice pack on his elbow, his wrist. But Danhausen is confident and says he's got tons of room in his bag for more titles, and asked directly if he's good to compete. Orange just says he doesn't care. So Jericho makes his entrance. So Chris Jericho versus Peter Avalon. And this is another match that infuriated me. Why? Because Peter Avalon is a damn jobber in every aspect of the word. He is a jobber. Seriously. He's constantly on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation. Jericho should have put him away in like a minute or less than a minute. So it's actually a competitive match. So Jericho wins via the code breaker. Post-match, Jericho takes out Avalon with Floyd, aka his bat. So Ricky Starks makes the save. Jericho dips out. He bails out. He gets on the mic, tells Ricky Starks that he's going to beat the hell out of him one-on-one on Sunday because the Jericho Appreciation Society isn't going to be at ringside, but they're here tonight. And so Garcia, Hager, they beat down Ricky Starks. So, Hager, he had a spine buster. Garcia hit a rock bottom. Jericho was attempting to use Floyd, but he decided to use the Judas effect to take out Starks, and then they celebrated. So that's pretty cool. So Hangman, he cuts a promo. He's in a barn somewhere. He says he talked to the Dark Order earlier today. Says he didn't think that Alex Reynolds meant anything by it. But he asked if Paige was afraid of losing. And Moxie can't take his memory from him because it's gone. He can't take the feeling in the tips of his fingers because it's gone. But he can take Mox's spot at the top of the food chain, and in the end, he'll be the man left standing. He says he doesn't enjoy violence. He hates it to his core. But on Sunday, he's going to be the most violent and bloodthirsty son of a bitch he can be, because that's the only way he can win. And in Texas death, there's only two ways out. Either you live or you die. And after Sunday, John will never be the same. Okay. Pretty okay. But still not believable. Hangman is a big softy at heart. Next, this gave me a little bit of hope and rejuvenation. Christian Cage. So he makes his entrance out. So he says, first things first, he can't wait to come back to San Diego. To San Francisco for another 10 years. He said he doesn't want to blur the lines of reality. For the better part of 6 months, he embarrassed Jungle Boy and beat him down until he was at his wheel. He was done with Jack Perry until he turned on the TV one day and saw him. He said that he's going to win a singles title. He said that's going to be over his dead body. Christian Cage says he's going to win a title this year, and he sees that Jack's been winning by quick pins, and that's fine. But if you want to win a title, or do you want to beat somebody for a title? That's rhetorical because he already knows the answer. So, after Perry jumped him from behind like a coward and then hesitated, and then what happened? Cage showed him how a real man conducts his business, and then left him in a pool of his own blood and piss. He couldn't figure out why Jungle Boy wants to win a title, because he doesn't care about the prestige. He just wants to impress his family and get some likes on social media. And his problem with this whole generation is that he treats his business like a video game, which is facts. People like Jungle Boy are a dime and a dozen, facts as well. But Cage says he's one of one. He treats his business like an ATM machine, and he's not done milking it dry. But it needs to end, and he's got a challenge for Jack for Sunday, and it's not a wrestling match, but a fight. No rules, no regulation, just a fight. And the sad reality is, if he does show up, it's just going to be his father's son. And just like his father, he's a no-talent hack who should be thankful he got his good looks from to skim on by. He's not a closer. He doesn't have any grit. He doesn't have any ounce of what Cage has. So we cut to a video package of Jungle Boy. He's digging a grave. It's being lit by the headlights of a car. It was okay. It was pretty cool. So Renee tried to get a response from Christian Cage. He didn't have one, and he just dipped out. So that's pretty cool, I guess. So Tony Schiavone, he's backstage with Dr. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Hayter says she doesn't know what's going to be sweeter, beating one bitch or two. Britt tells Saraya she can watch two former champs duke it out, but she'll never have the belt. And Jamie tells her to try some shenanigans because she'll be there and watching. Next, Hook versus Matt Hardy for the FTW Championship. Hook wins via a rear naked choke, a sleeper hold. He barely locks it in. So the Firm is basically banned from ringside, and he earned a no disqualification match against Sophie Hathaway. Okay, cool, but, it is what it is. So, the House of Black, they cut a promo. So Malachi says, he talked about the fear that eats at the soul and that they'll have to leave their titles here because they belong to the elite. But just know on Sunday you've already lost them. And so they place the titles down, and then Julia Hart says, see you on Sunday. Pretty cool, I guess. But we don't need that match. Match could have waited until Double or Nothing. But then again, that's another thing that frustrated me with this show. Next, Toni Storm versus Riho. This made me want to gouge my eyes out. Why? Because Toni Storm lost to Riho. Come on. Seriously. So, Britt Baker, she punches Toni Storm in the head. Toni Storm is then rolled up by Riho. Seriously. It makes no sense. Like, this is stupid. This is total WWE type finish. This is a total WWE type finish. Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. So post-match, Toni and Britt, they brawl on the floor. Saraya and Hayler, they brawl in the ring as well. Ruby Soho comes out, and they all start to brawl. And then the referees and security, they try to pull them apart. Who cares? Yawn, this is another thing. So, Dustin Rhodes and Keith Lee are backstage. Keith Lee, I'm going to try to do my Keith Lee impression. So, Keith says, this is less about what Mongol affiliates have done to them, and more about what's done to others. And Rhodes says, darkness has fallen over San Francisco, and on Friday, you're going to find out they don't play games, and that they're naturally limitless, and you're going to remember their name. So this doesn't make, any sense. Where's that push that Keith Lee was supposed to get? Huh? Where's that push? Nowhere. No damn where to be found. And Keith Lee looked cooler in NXT. He did. Oh my God. The guy's got gray hair and everything. Gray beard and everything. He looks like a pastor. I'm not even gonna front. He looks like a pastor. I kid you not. Another thing that infuriated me was basically the main event of the show, wrestling wise, and that was the tag team battle royal. So you had 2.0. You had Aussie Open. You had the Beaver Boys, Blackpool Combat Club, Butcher and the Blade, Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, Dark Order, Lucha Bros, The Kingdom, Top Flight. So this was the Casino Battle Royal. So in the end, it came down to the final three teams: the Blackpool Combat Club, Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, and Butcher and the Blade. The Butcher and the Blade, they got out first, and then next to go was who was next to go? I wasn't even paying attention in this match. Anyway, it doesn't even matter to me. Basically, Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, they win. So they're going to be added to the Battle Royal. Oh, they eliminated Butcher and the Blade. Who cares, man? Who cares? So post-match, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, they jumped to the new number one contenders. They beat them up. And then Jeff Jarrett hits the stroke on Orange Cassidy. The Acclaim, they come out and make the save. Yawn. I mean, I like the Acclaim, but man, do we really need a fatal four-way? So, Bryan Danielson gets into the ring with Renee Paquette. So she's already there. She hands on the mic. She brings up a post of what MJF that says he's inspired by Danielson, and Bryan talks about unretiring and how he said if you fight for your dreams will fight for you. So MJF comes on to hear what Bryan has to say. Bryan immediately cuts him off, tells him to shut up for once in his life, and then he's heard him say all these things for different reasons. And Dragon lays out the reasons why he thinks Max deserves all these things and he hasn't earned them. Like he doesn't have any kids, a wife, anything like that. He's done nothing to fight for them. He says that MJF has taken every shortcut he can to become AEW World Champion, and if there's one thing he deserves, it's his fiancée leaving him. So, then Danielson says, shoulders to mats and banging rats. Is that it? That doesn't seem like somebody who he wants. My bad. That doesn't seem like somebody he wants his daughter to marry. And MJF took his jacket off, get ready to fight. Danielson said he's ready to fight anytime. He's fought depression, poverty, and shoulder injuries and brain injuries, and the Authority. And he's fought for everything. Before he came here, he had a job that would pay him for the rest of his life. True. But he came here to AEW because he wanted to fight. His new dream since he's came here is to be AEW World Champion. And God damn it, he's willing to fight for it. So Max, this Sunday at Revolution, you better get ready for everything you have for 60 full minutes. And if he doesn't, he'll get his fucking head kicked in. Really good, solid promo there from Danielson. I liked it. It sold me on their match for Sunday. But this show in general just was not good. Not good at all. I don't know, man. It's just mind-boggling to me, man. The promo was solid, but it was only like 5 minutes because it was like the last 5 minutes of the show. I feel like that Battle Royal took up way too much time. I really wanted a full promo battle between Danielson and MJF. At least a good solid 15 minutes to close the show. That would have been phenomenal. I would love what MJF would have had to have said. I would have loved that. To me, that would have been a lot better. Let's go ahead and go over the predictions real quick. Let me pull up the match card real quick. Not really concerned all about it that much. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right. This is going to be a long one. All right, so Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is probably going to win, although it would have made sense. The story would have made sense if Jericho would have basically begged him for the match. Would have made a lot more sense that way, instead of making Ricky Starks jump through all the trials and tribulations when actually it's Starks who beat Jericho. Doesn't make any damn sense. But Ricky Starks is going to win. He's going to win nonetheless. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT Championship. Oh, man, it's hard for me to choose because I like both Wardlow and Samoa Joe. But do you really want to have Samoa Joe be a transitional champion? Do you? I don't know. I'm not the one booking it. I'd have him go over here. And he probably end up going over here, right? If not, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe retaining. Makes sense. Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy. A match that I am excited for, which should be solid. I want Christian Cage to win this. I really do. I want Christian Cage to win. Jungle Boy's not going to be a champion. Not yet. I don't think that he's ready for it. I really don't. Next. The triple threat for the AEW Women's Championship. Jamie Hayter, Saraya, and Ruby Soho. Jamie Hayter's going to retain. Why not? It would be interesting to see if Mercedes comes in or not. She probably won't, because even with her being there, it's not going to help that division out. She'll help out to an extent, but if Toni doesn't have any long-term plans for her, it's all for naught. Next, another match that does not even need to be on the... Well, a match I'm sorry about that. A match that does not need to be on the show at all, and it needs to be saved for Double or Nothing. That is the Elite versus the House of Black for the AEW Trios Championships. Oh my God. Seriously. Can we get a story here? What's the story here? What's the story? There is no story. The House of Black needs to win this. Hands down. Hate to say it, but the House of Black needs to win this. Seriously. We get the whole best of 7 series nonsense. That was nonsensical to begin with, but seriously. No. Save that for Double or Nothing, please. At least build it for a couple months. Damn. The Fatal 4-Way for the AEW Tag Team Championships. The Guns, the Acclaimed, Jay Lethal, and Jeff Jarrett versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. You don't want the Guns to be transitional champions. I'm going to go with the Guns, and then probably at Double or Nothing, the Acclaimed will get will try to get their match. Try to get, another match. I don't know, man. Then we get a Texas Death Match. Jon Moxley versus Hangman Page. Moxley's going to win, obviously. Makes the most sense. Why not? It's going to be a damn bloodbath. Moxley's going to bleed tons of buckets. Then the 60-minute Iron Man match. MJF versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW Championship. MJF's going to win, hands down. Personally, I would start the show with MJF versus Danielson, because you already know the show is going to last at least 6 hours. At least 6 hours. You have the pre-show that is going to be an hour, and then you have the actual card itself. I don't know what they're going to do. If I was booking this show, honestly, I would actually have this show go off at least around midnight. At least close to midnight. I would shorten a ton of matches. I would have Moxie and Hangman go about 20 minutes. I would just shorten a bunch of matches. That's just what it would be. You don't need 20-minute matches. Knowing that we have to sit through an hour Iron Man match. 1 hour. It's a long time. That's a lot to ask. I don't know, man. This show made me want to just, gouge my eyes out. It was that bad. There were a couple good spots in this, but overall, it was just bad nonetheless. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. What did you guys think of the show? Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
To the